Games.
Caves of Cud, December.
So today, that's important. That's important. Games. Two things I wanted to talk about, I guess, before we get to showing things off. First games thing. Andi Mcclure is in Japan and has been looking for a TV game set called an Epoch.
MCC? Yeah.
MCC, right?
Yeah.
Looking for the Epoch Cassette Vision.
Yeah.
And then posted, here's 3 games that I ordered that are basically like they were knockoff games of other games that existed. And they came out for this other console, the Epoch Cassette Vision, which is not the same as the Super Cassette Vision or the Cassette Vision Junior. I'm like, okay, cool. Was
this like
fascinating?
Like NES era?
This is like Atari era.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very, very simple stuff. One of the games, I should have told Ian this when we were sitting here because he would have loved this. One of the games that got published, and it sounds like it was labeled number 1, so it was like the first in the series, was a game that apparently SNK had made for the arcade. They did a knockoff version of it as well. Epoch did this knockoff version, or whoever programmed it did it for the Cassette Vision, and it's called Yosaku. And
are you a woodcutter?
And you're a woodcutter who cuts down trees in the forest, and I panicked. Like, I was like, are you kidding me that SNK made a video game about the Enka hit song Yosaku, which is about a woodcutter named Yosaku who goes into the mountain to cut down trees, and his wife is sad that he's in the mountain and she's calling for him to come home.
Yeah. The other game's Pac Monster and Monster Mansion.
Yeah. I don't know what any of... I'm sure Pac Monster's probably like a Pac-Man take of some sort.
Yep.
But just like... somebody made a video game about a folk song, and I was kind of blown away that it was this thing that I knew about. So I responded to be like, "Oh, that's a song. It's a famous song in Japan. It was a hit song for this one guy, kind of thing. Here's the thing. My buddies and I would sing it."
Yeah, when we were at the TDK museum, there was a demo for like a reel-to-reel machine, and we recognized the music from it.
Awesome. So all that was it Yosaku as well, but it was other
So we could I can't remember who the Anka singer was.
Okay. Just a weirdly specific thing that I knew about that I was like, oh wow, that would just pop up in my brain. The second game thing I wanted to mention was because why not? I found a game. I think you can get it on Steam. It's free on iOS, and I think it might be free on Android as well. It's called Dig Dig Drill, and it's one of those Steam World Dig did this, and like I dig it. There's a whole bunch of things. You play like a drilling machine.
Like a Dig Dug?
Yeah, well, you play a drilling machine and you go hunting for ore. Yeah, it's not like Dig Dug where you get to blow up monsters. There's no monsters in the game. It's just dig for ore, and you just go through the level like back and forth, digging up tiles of dirt, and the dirt gets harder to dig through. And in order to make yourself dig better, you dig up the ore, and you dig up blueprints for better drills, and then each piece of ore has they're like Tetris pieces, and you just lay them out on the blueprint, and then you can say forge, and then when it forges it, it will say, yeah, I've made you a 3-star drill, and it has these special abilities, and it has like this dig power and stuff, and I was like, this was like perfect for me. Like, it was laser targeted to my interest. A digging game that also has like a tangrams element and stuff. And I was like, oh, I love this so much. This is exactly what I want.
Right, rather than just like pay X amount of money and you get the upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. So
you actually have to figure it out a little bit.
My only real issue with the game is that it has ads, and they do run roughly every 30 to 45 minutes. You have to sit through like an ad that's about like like a minute, maybe a minute 30 long, but they also only trigger whenever you warp back to the surface.
That's pretty.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty light ad, Phil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not after.
But there's no way to pay for it. And have that.
And I was like, if I would pay like the $5 or $6 or whatever it would take to turn that off, I would do that in a heartbeat. But the weird thing is, so I left a review, or rather, I left a star rating, right? Like, what do you think of this game? And I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, 5 stars, right? No problem. So I leave a 5-star review, and then I go back there later, like a day or so later, because I'm like, I need to contact the guy because there's like a weird problem I'm having with the game that I can't finish the level because I don't have I thought I had a particular. You have to unlock the end of the game with like drills that have specific abilities, and then you can restart the level. And I couldn't unlock it, and I was like, but I have the ability. I've made a drill out of these things that can do the whatever, and the guy's Japanese. I write him back in English. He writes me back a day later in English. He's like, oh yeah, do this instead. I'm going to update the game actually to take care of that problem. And then he updated the game like 24 hours later to take care of the thing that I was running into, which is just a naming convention problem. It's just something I didn't understand. And I was like, well, that's super cool. And I was just like, I didn't expect to get a response that fast. But when I noticed on his page is like, the game is rated 5 out of 5. Because that's what I gave it. It's the only review this game has.
Wow.
And I'm like, I need to tell people this game exists, because if you like digging games, then you'll probably like this one, and it is free to download, and you just have to watch a few ads. And it was like, oh my god, maybe I discovered something, right? So, or maybe everyone's playing it on Steam and not on iOS.
Yeah,
what do I know?
quite possible.
Kenoki's got the name in chat. It's Hori Hori Duriru, and over in North America, it's Dig Dig Drill. I think all one word, but yeah. Cool. Got that out of the way. Something I wanted to.
I mean, you
Are
did
you ready for the next thing now?
Yeah, we'll do the actual thing we're here for. But you're going to say something, Paul? Sorry?
You mentioned that game a while ago on stream, or a couple days ago, too.
Yeah.
50,000 downloads on Play Store and no reviews.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Well,